Hello everybody! I bet you're excited about Christmas, which is right around the corner! Yay! So to bring in some lovely Christmas vibes, let's learn how to play "Oh Christmas Tree" together. Now before we begin, let's analyze what key the song is in. So it has one sharp at F, and the left hand starts with G, as you can see. So this song is in the key of G major. But we'll go over that in a separate video. But for now, let's enjoy the beautiful Christmas carol. And the time signature is 3/4, which means that there are 3 beats in a measure and the quarter note gets 1 beat. However, you may notice that the first measure only has 1 beat. Why? Well, it's because the song starts with the off beat, or beat 3 in this case. We'll be going over each hand starting with the right hand. So we start with 1 on D, 2 on G, 3 on A, and 4 on B. These will be the notes for the first 3 measures. Now let's count. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and now for the next measure we have 3 on A, 4 on B, 5 on C, and 2 on F sharp. Remember to play the F sharp. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3. And now it repeats. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3. Now we have an 8th rest followed by an 8th note, which is a D. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and. Now for the next 2 measures, we place 4 on D, 2 on B, 5 on E, and 3 on C. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3. Now we change to 4, and from there we play C with 4 and 2 on A, 5 on D, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and now we have 3 on B and go all the way down to 1 on D. So we start with C, play it again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Now we're back to the melody that appeared at the beginning of the song with 2 on G. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Now do you notice that the last measure only has 2 beats? Well, that's because we have the 3rd beat at the beginning of the song. Remember that off beat I told you about? Now moving on to the left hand. So since the first measure has a quarter rest, we'll just begin from the 2nd measure, starting with 5 on G, 3 on B, 1 on D. And we press all 3 notes together and hold them for 2 beats. So 1 and 2 and. Now we have 2 on A and 4 on F sharp. 1 and. So 1 and 2 and 3 and. Now we'll just press the notes right next to it, which is B, G, G, and B with 3 on G and 1 on B. Now we have single notes, starting with 1 on G, 2 on F sharp, 3 on E, and 4 on D. So 1 and 2 and 3 and. Now we have another chord, C, 5 on C, 3 on E, and 1 on A. 1 and 2 and. Now we have 5 on D, 3 on F sharp, and 1 on A. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and. Now we press it again. 1 and. Now move up to 3 on G and 1 on B. So Now we're back to G, B, D. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Now remember that these are the same two measures that appear at the beginning of the section. The whole thing repeats. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. The next measure we have 5 on G and 4 on B and 3 and 1 at D and G. So we play G and B separately while we play D and G together and play it again. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and. Next we have the same rhythm but different notes with 5 on A, 2 and 2 on G, and 1 and 2 on D and F sharp. And play it again, of course. 1 and 2 and 3 and it repeats 1 and 2 and 3 and back to G. 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and. Now back to the G chord with 5 on G, 3 on B, and 1 on D. 1 and 2 and back to F sharp and A with 4 and 2. And now this gets a little bit different. We go down to E and G sharp. Now whenever a sharp appears all of a sudden, it lasts for the entire measure, but as soon as you get to the next measure, you don't play it anymore. So 5 on E and 3 on G sharp. And keep the 3 where it is, but play 1 on B and back down to E and G sharp. So 1 and 2 and 3 and. Now 5 on A, 5 on E, 2 on A, and 1 on C. 1 and 2 and. Now D major, 5 on D, 3 on F sharp, and 1 on A. So 1 and 2 and 3 and. Now play it again. This time you don't play the D, but instead only play the F and A. So 1 and. Now go up to the notes right next door, which are G and B with 1 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Now let's put the hands together, playing very slowly while counting to keep a steady tempo and ensure that we're doing the right rhythms. 1 and 2 and 3 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and. Now let's play it a little bit faster, and I encourage you to sing along. Great job! So be sure to practice hands separately while counting, whether it be out loud or with the metronome. And may your holidays be merry and bright, filled with love, joy, happiness, Christmas carols, gleaming white snow, delicious treats, and tons of presents. Happy holidays, everyone!